This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and our FLGS partner, Warpfire Minis. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
A great catastrophe was foretold, and now, in the unpredictable tumult of war, its climax has come sooner than expected. Across the mortal realms, alliances were forged, champions rose, and blood was spilled in the name of conquest. The fractured powers of order, death, destruction, and chaos have battled over the contested peninsula, claiming resources through hard-fought victories. But war, as ever, is uncertain. The best-laid plans of the Grand Alliances have crumbled, and the final confrontation is upon us. Through conquest and strength of arms, two alliances now stand above the rest. The forces of chaos have proven ruthless and dominant in the execution of their strategy. They have seized control of 6 regions and are ever more emboldened by the powerful resources they've amassed. But rising to challenge them is the Grand Alliance of Death. The servants of Nagash have not been idle. Holding a choking grip over 4 key territories, they now turn their gathered strength toward unseating the dark powers of chaos, seeking to cast them down, or perhaps add their numbers to the ranks of the dead. Now these cataclysmic forces converge for one last battle, each seeking not merely to claim a single region, but to seize dominion, with the goal to control the fate of the realms themselves. This is no longer a campaign of attrition. This is the breaking point. Everything that came before, every skirmish, every victory, every loss, was only the prelude. Now we await the final battle to begin.
Hello and welcome to Season of War and this exciting game we have today. My name's Jordan and I'm joined by Fancy Ridge today.
We have the final battle is among us, upon us, I guess.
Yes, this is the climax, the final battle at the end of our campaign. We've had 7 weeks of games, so 14 matches have led to this point with these two Grand Alliances emerging at the top, with Chaos being the top dog right now, having claimed 6 territories. Death was in second with 4, and the other 2 Grand Alliances only had 2 each. So we have the final battle though, and all the perks associated with it, which you can learn about on the campaign map, or you'll see us using throughout the game. Finally, again, a bit of the flavor narrative all coming through in this game, again with overarching Grand Alliance armies that we'll get into in a second. But before we do, I do want to say a big thank you to all our channel members who make all the content we do possible. If you do want to help support us and you want to ensure we're able to keep continuing to make content in the future, joining our channel membership is the best way, and you get an extra battle report every week. And you can catch up on all the other campaign games that we've had as soon as you join. But then looking at today's battle and mission, we are playing the Vice because it just felt like the perfect mission for a climactic finish to the campaign. So there are 4 objectives right now on the table. None of the markers you see are active at the moment. The objectives are actually in the corners of each territory for the first battle round. And then in round 2, those objectives will be removed and we'll move to the 4 quarter objectives. And then in round 4, those 4 objectives get removed and we fight over just one single objective in the middle. It is hold 1, hold 2, hold more for scoring, but in the final rounds, it is not hold 2, but holding the objective and having no enemies within 6 inches instead of just the 3. So you need to exert complete dominance. But that's it for the mission. Ridge, do you want to take us through your 3 armies?
Yes, I very much do. Obviously, I'm playing Chaos, was playing a lot throughout the campaign, so it feels like I'm right at home. I haven't played Archaon actually this edition, which is crazy because I've played him so much in the past. So we got the big daddy Archaon, had to bring him out. He is going to be the War Master. In his regiment, we have just a unit of 5 Chaos Knights. They are going to have the ensorcel banner, the Dread banner, obviously, so it's the one that allows no commands. So that's the Slaves Regiment, and then we chose to bring some Khorne, because this is going to be a bloody battle, so why not? And I went with the 3d6 Thirster, so the Unfettered Fury, and he has with him a unit of 20 Bloodletters. And then for my third regiment, obviously I gotta bring some Skaven. It's my favorite army, so we brought the Deceiver out because he's just the funnest model in the game. He has both my command trait and my artifact, as he usually does. So he has the Foul Hide, which heals D3 at the end of each turn, and he has the Scurry Away. So on a 3-up, he can run away start of the combat phase. In his regiment, we have just a little unit of 3 Rattling Guns in front of him, and then we have 6 Storm Fiends, which are off board. Yeah, that's a big fat 3,000 points, and super pumped to see if we can keep the chaos run going and screw it, you order wankers.
Well, I'm actually really excited about playing Death today. I've played, funny enough, a lot of Death this edition. And also super excited for the debut of our new Vordry, just getting this model painted up and on the table for the first time. So we'll start off with the Soulblight Gravelords contingent, which is led by Prince Vordry, and just includes 1 unit of 10 Blood Knights. Noteworthy though, I'm not playing it in Soulblight. I am doing the Army of Renown for this part of the force. The Knights of the Crimson Keep. It's amazing for Blood Knights, so hopefully we see that in action. And then obviously we gotta talk about Nagash, who is leading the army today. He is part of my OBR contingent, which is just himself and a unit of 4 Morghast, because that's one of the most fun kind of power pairs in the game right now. And I am playing them as Harbingers, so the 3d6 charge rather than the 3-up save. And then my third Death Force is from the Flesh Eater Courts. It includes an Abhorrent Cardinal, and then 3 units. He's got a unit of Crypt Ghouls, a unit of Crypt Guard, and then a unit of 3 Morbid Knights. Obviously, with this game, we're going a bit more flavorful with bending the rules a little bit for army composition and all that stuff. But we are running each of these armies as their own independent force. So the Soulblight stuff will have the Soulblight allegiances, same for slaves, Khorne. Each army gets their own allegiances. And I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Johnny, repping his jersey from Team Ireland at Worlds. We didn't play them this year, but I played them a couple years ago and ran into each other, so we had to trade jerseys again. But Johnny, I'm gonna win this one for you. But Ridge, that is it for the preamble. We both would technically have been 3-drop, but we both deployed not knowing who was going to have choice. So we could leave a dramatic roll off for the start of the game to see who gets to choose who goes first.
I'm going to roll the slaves or chaos.
I got the Nighthawk Nagash dice. Okay. We get a 3 to your 2.
Okay.
And while you did not win the roll off, I am going to give you first turn.
No way.
And we will jump into Grand Alliance Chaos turn 1.
There we go. Let's go. Grand Alliance Chaos, turn 1, we're gonna go for Siege. So we just have some spells, is also, Archaon is going to first try to cast the portals, which we're gonna get in a 10.
I'll try and unbind that with Nagash. No, we got it.
Okay, and now Archaon is gonna try to cast Binding Damnation, or whatever the 3 Mortal Wound spell is, on a 9.
Try to unbind it. No, you got it.
Sorry, that was Spite Tongue Curse, the 3 Mortal Wound one, and that's going to go off on your little hero there.
All right, he will have a ward save, but he does not ward any. He takes 3 damage.
All right. And then lastly, the Deceiver is just going to go for the Geminids, which I get on a 9.
We'll try again, but nope, can't stop it.
All right, so I will pop the Geminids out. Okay, and that is going to be it for my hero phase.
And on my end, my little abhorrent will try and give himself a speech and generate 3 noble deed points.
Nice.
Good start. And then he's also going to rally to try and heal himself up. He'll heal the 3 wounds, so back to full. And then Nagash is going to activate the Place of Power, which he does. And then he's going to try and summon the Gnashing Jaws. Which he will on 11.
Okay, we're both casting well today. I roll an 11 and tie it.
All right, well, actually, sorry, that would have been a 12 because of the +1, so we'll get the Jaws out.
So that will be that. I will go to my movement phase. I'm just roll the Geminid charge because Jordan put the Ravanax there, so we'll see if I get it. I don't, so I don't have to think about it. And that is going to be that.
Yeah, just into combat unless you're doing anything else. I do get to fight with Ravnax into your spell portal.
Fight my portal, yep.
And we're just gonna have 2 attacks going through at 1 rend, 1 damage.
So I take 1.
All right, very exciting stuff.
Yes. Crazy combat from the jaws there. Yeah, that's gonna be that. So I'm gonna score my C's and I'm gonna hold the 2 corners. So I'll get a big 8 points here. No need to bring the Storm Fiends down. They are incredible if I was able to win that prior and give you the turn and then pop down in your movement phase. So we'll keep them up just to see what happens in turn 2.
Yeah, obviously not too much excitement yet, and we can just jump into the Grand Alliance of Death, turn 1. All right, into my hero phase, I'm gonna go for take the flanks, probably no surprise. So that's my battle tactic, so I have to have a unit within 6 inches of each battlefield, short battlefield edge and outside of my territory. And then we'll start off by having my abhorrent dude. He's gonna jump into the terrain piece. I'm going to use his own rousing narration to try and get him all excited, which he's already up to 6 noble deed points. So good start. And then he's just going to try and chant for Charnel Conviction onto the Crypt Guard. Which he will get off with a 5, so you might as well give them a 5 aboard save. And then on to Prince Vordry. He's going to try and cast Deathly Gale, and he's going to cast that on the Blood Knights. That's one of the Army of Renown spells. It's going to give an extra dice for charges. And that is going to go off on a 7.
All right, I might as well try. You get it?
Okay, so 3d6 charge on the Blood Knights. And then for Nagash, we're going to start by trying to dispel the Geminids. Which we'll get on an 8.
Nice.
And then Nagash is going to try and cast Protection of Nagash onto the Morghast. And I'll get that off on a 13. So that's going to give them a 5 up ward save. And he'll also try and cast Empower Nadirite Weapons on them. But he will miscast that.
Let's go.
So he will suffer 2 mortals. And notably, he still will be able to cast. He'll just lose his casting buff. So next, he'll go for Shard Storm onto your Rattling Cannons and get that off on a 7. So we'll roll 3 dice and do 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, almost kills 1.
Then we'll go for Invocation of Nagash against them as well and get that off on a 7.
All right, I will try this because I don't want you to kill 1. No, double 1.
So D3 mortals for 1.
You kill 1.
Then he'll go for the Burning Head and get that off on a 9. And then he'll try the Emerald Life Swarm, which will just go off on a 5.
Okay, I'll try to mine this one. No, I roll a 4.
Nice. And that's going to be it for my hero phase.
Okay, I am just going to do my 3 claw steps with my guns. I might as well just try to rally the Rattling Guns. If I can roll 3 4-ups, then I can bring the guy back. I roll 2, damn it, and they're both 6s. So that will be that.
All right, then into movement. And I will spend a command point here to auto-run the ghouls to get the other flank. And that's it for my movement. I'm just going to actually use the Life Swarm to heal 3 wounds to Nagash, bringing him back to full.
Okay, sweet. I am going to elect to drop the Storm Fiends now because this is a crazy battle of fighting and killing. Okay, so I'm going to bring the Storm Fiends down here. Yeah, and then I am going to just redeploy the Deceiver for a big 6. All right, that is going to be it.
All right, then you are in range of the Burning Heads shooting now. It's going to have 2 shots at your Vermin Lord. 1 wound.
Goes through.
For 1 damage.
Yeah, ward it.
Well, that was not very exciting, but hopefully we're to have a little more excitement here. I am going to go for a charge with the Blood Knights. They are 3d6 charge here, so looking for a 13. That's a 12.
Not Skaven enough against the Skaven.
And we might as well spend the CP for another try at it.
Cool.
Into an 11. So no charging today, but notably stored our tactic. So I'm in a position where, depending on prio, I could throw stuff in, and I'm also, fairly defensive. But obviously your big dice Storm Fiends coming down brings you more power on that side to balance things out. But I guess Ridge, it's a tied game, so heading into round 2, priority.
Yes.
That's a 2. Your 3 this time.
3 for me. So this is kind of why I brought the Storm Fiends down. You're fast and can get into me super hard, and I just don't want to give the turn away. Because now that I won prio, if I give the turn away, Jordan can actually still do a tactic. So I gotta take it here, and we're doing this for carnage and fun and blood. So I'm gonna take the turn, and we'll jump into Grand Alliance Chaos turn 2. So I think I'm just gonna go for Do Not Waver because I'm hoping nothing should die in this situation. So I'll just have to fight with 2 things and nothing die. So going to the hero phase, I am gonna start by hitting the place of power with Archeon, which you'll get. So Archeon first will go for a 3d6 charge onto himself. He will get that with a big 11.
We'll try to stop it, but we don't.
All right, the big daddy. He will then next go for the Geminids. Almost another 11. 10 plus 1, 4, and 11.
You got it.
Wow, we are casting up a storm here. And then lastly, the Deceiver is going to go for a big fight last onto the Blood Knights. So that fight last is going to go off on a 6.
I'll try to unbind that with Nagash, and we do on a 7.
Nice, that's big. All right, that will be all for my hero phase.
I am going to take a gamble here and go for a magical intervention with Prince Vordry, and he's going to try and cast Quick Blood onto himself. Fails it on a 6 because of the -1.
All right, I will just go into movement then. Alrighty, that will be all for my movement phase.
What a surprise. I am going to spend a command point to redeploy the Blood Knights.
Okay.
They're going 4 inches.
Nice. All right, so first we're going to shoot with the Deceiver. He is going to put everything into the Blood Knights. So he is going to have 6 shots, 3s and 3s. Okay, just a crit auto, so just 1 at Ren 1.
And it goes through.
So 2 damage to the Blood Knights. 6 up, yeah.
Which they suffer.
I'm not going to shoot the Bloodthirster, and then I'm just going to shoot the Rattling Guns. So I will roll the Warp Cog, see if I get the 2 up. I do, so there'll be a +1 to wound. So the 2 Rattling Guns are going to see how many shots I get first. 22 shots. Yep, so we're just going to put everything into the Blood Knights. Okay, so this is going to be on 4s with crit 6s. That will be 9 at Ren 1 into the Blood Knight.
To 4s. And they will take 4 damage, which will kill 2.
So I have no other shooting, so that will be that. And I will jump into charges. So I think I'm going to go with the big Storm Fiend charge first. Now Jordan made a good redeploy, was able to make it a 10. So yeah, let's just see if we can just roll a 10. We roll a 7. Let's roll now, I guess let's roll Archeon, because if he doesn't get in, then we're in big trouble. So the 3d6 from the spell, he's going to roll a 10. Cool, we will charge then the Knights with a 6. All right, well, we are going to have to re-roll that. So yeah, I'll spend the CP to re-roll that, looking for a 7. We rolled into another 6. Okay, Archeon is
all alone.
All alone. Let's charge the Deceiver. There's the 7. Okay, that is going to be all for the charge phase. All right, so we will first go into the combat phase. I have a bunch of things to do. So first we're gonna do the ninja flip from the Deceiver. He's never failed me ever, so it's obviously gonna go off. So let's see if we can get the 4 up. We do, big 5. So I'm gonna choose a point within 13, and then I have to essentially end within 1 of that point. All right, I'm going to try to do Archeon's Rampage, which is just going to try to spell Ear or whatever and eat the Ravanax Gnashing Jaws on a 2-up. Nice, gets it.
It's gone.
So that's going to be it for my combat abilities.
And Vordry is just going to go for his Rampage, trying to do mortal wounds to Archeon. That's 6 mortal wounds.
Okay, that's fine. I will take 5. All right, so I'm gonna first activate with Archeon. I'm gonna put everything into Vordry. We're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna use my buff of the Shardstone Highlands, which gives me essentially an all-out attack, but possibly could still do it with a different unit. So yeah, let's do that, and let's put everything into Vordry.
All right, I am going to go for the all-out defense with Vordry.
Let's go first with the Slayer of Kings, because it's the fun one, and if it happens, then he just dies. So it's going to be 2s and 3s, Ren 2, 3 damage, or Ren 3 because he's a hero. So hitting on 2s, 3s to wound, but here's where if I roll 2 6s, he is slain. No, so 3 at Ren 3.
So from 2s to 5s, I'll save 2 of those.
So that's just 3 damage. All right, and then the Dorgar's head, so this will be on 3s now. So 3 at Ren 2.
4s, 2 go through.
So that's 3 damage each, so 6 more. And then the big Dorgar's head is 2s. 2, but these are only Ren 1, actually.
So 3s, we save them both.
Nice, those are the big ones.
So 9 damage total, we'll have ward saves. We make one of those, Vordry takes 8. Still kicking. And then because he's wounded, I am going to fight back with Vordry now, putting all the attacks into Archeon. So we'll start off with the Blood Lance. That's going to be 3 at Ren 2.
Okay, so I'll go from 3s to 5s. So I just make 1.
So 4 damage there. And then Shordmare's Maw. All miss. And Shordmare's Claws. We'll have 5 through at Ren 1.
All right, so I will go to 4s. I make 2.
So 2 damage each for 6 there, 10 total.
All right, 6, 10 total. I will have a 5 aboard, which I will make 2. So I'm gonna take 8 damage. So he's got 13 on him. So we are going to go next with the Deceiver. He is going to put everything into the Blood Knights.
The Vermin Lord Deceiver kills 2 Blood Knights, and then the Morbeg Knights deal 4 damage to the Bloodthirster. The Bloodthirster then retaliates, and harnessing the power of Khorne, it wipes out the Morbeg Knights. Then the remaining Blood Knights deal 3 damage to Archeon.
That's going to be that. I am going to spend a CP to power through with Archeon, of course, and we will deal damage to the Blood Knights for 2 mortal wounds.
We'll ward 1, but it will still finish off a knight.
Okay, so that is going to be it for the turn. Pretty crazy. The charge phase kind of failed me, I think. I was hoping for either the Geminids, because I was able to get close to the Ravanax to leapfrog off them, or just the Knights making it in was the big one. Because no commands on Vordry, or any of that stuff. Like, that would have been way, way, way stronger. I went for the seasonal buff, which ended up just being all out attack, because I just still wanted to try to take Vordry down. If I did enough to him, the Deceiver probably could have taken him down. Yeah, it ended up working out that I needed to do the damage, and then I went for the power through, obviously, just to try to keep him alive, because he was very exposed after that. The Bloodthirster did his thing. Again, I positioned also to possibly actually power through and take this point. Maybe that wasn't even the play either way, because then I'm just exposing myself.
It would have stored you more, but here you still get 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 8, and I think this is gonna be a battle of like who has stuff to kill the other guy later on.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna take the 8. The Deceiver always being the best, just like backflip behind there and just he's now just there and so annoying.
Yes, because I can't even reliably get into him.
No, and you try to fight him, he's gonna flip around and run away and all the fun stuff. So
He's gonna try.
He's gonna try. That's correct. Cool. So I'm gonna score 8, and we'll take it away to you.
All right, let's jump into Grand Alliance Death, turn 2. All right, I am gonna go for Do Not Waver here as well. Just fight with 2 units and have nothing slain. Should be pretty solid. Then I am gonna use one of my buffs from the realms. I've got the Luminous Grotto. We're gonna have Vordry eat some mushrooms to do some healing. Nice. Basically a free rally. And he's gonna heal 3 wounds.
Nice.
Then Vordry is just going to try and cast Quick Blood on himself, which he will fail on a 5. And then we'll have Nagash, and he's going to start by going for an Invocation of Nagash against your Vermin Lord. That's going to go off with a 12, so it'll do 3 mortal wounds.
Nice. 5 ups, he takes 2.
And he'll do Invocation of Nagash onto the Morghast. That'll go off on a 7.
All right, I will try that. I feel like that's low enough for me to, yep, I unbind it.
Okay, so no ward for them. I'll then go for Empower Nadirite Weapons onto them, which I'll get on an 11.
All right, I'm gonna use my once per game automatic unbind from the Ember Wash Isle. So
you're gonna stop that spell, all right?
Get out of here.
There's an ability used, so no crits on 5s from the Morghast. Then I will go for an Invocation of Nagash on your Rattling Guns. That'll go off on a 9.
Go ahead.
For 1 mortal wound.
Cool.
We'll do the same onto your Storm Fiends on a 7, and that'll do 1 mortal wound. Then we will go for the big -1 to hit and save spell against your Vermin Lord, and get that off on a 12.
Okay, could have saved the auto unbind for this, but no, we're fine.
Then we'll try and cast Ravnax, and we'll get that off on a 9.
All right, I will try to unbind this one. No, you got it.
And we have 2 casts left with not much to cast, so we're going to go for the anti-horde spell from the dash onto your Rattling Guns. That'll go off on a 10.
So I guess I will try to unbind that. No, 8.
All right, so 5 ups. No mortal wounds, and I have nothing to cast with my last spell, and I actually don't want to dispel the Geminids. But I am going to call down some lightning from harnessing the Storm Cradle Peaks. I get to pick 3 units on the board and do D3 mortals to them. So we're going to pick your Vermin Lord. He'll take 3 mortals.
Okay, takes all 3.
So 5 taken. We'll pick Archaon. He'll just take 1.
He saves it.
And then we'll pick your Storm Fiends, which take 1.
Okay.
And that is going to be it for my hero phase.
All right, we're gonna rally Archaon, obviously. So 4s looks really good, but it's average, so he's gonna heal 3.
All right, then into movement, and I'm gonna start off by spending 6 Noble Deed points to bring back 2 Morbid Knights. And that's gonna be it for my movement. And then into shooting, we are gonna go with Prince Vordry, putting Shordmare's Miasma into your Storm Fiends. So it'll be D6 shots for 3. 1 hit, no wounds. And that's gonna be all my shooting. So I'll just jump into charges. And we're gonna start off with the Morghast, going for 3d6. That's gonna be an 8. And I am going to spend my last command point to re-roll that.
I like it. Risky.
Yeah, so let's go. That's going to be a 10, so a little better. And then the Blood Knights are going to do their Impact Mortals into the Storm Fiends for 3.
Nice.
And then Vordry is going to do his Rampage for the Mortals into the Storm Fiends as well. That's going to be 5 mortal wounds.
Nice.
And that's all my starter combat stuff.
All right, so for first, I'm gonna try to do actually the retreat first with the Deceiver, just to try to run away on a 3+ first. I fail that. Okay, so now we're gonna roll the 4-up ninja flip to see if we get that. We do. All right, and then Archeon is going to try to eat the Ravenax Gnashing Jaws on a 2, which I do.
And I forgot to do the impact mortals from the jaws. We're just going to do those now into the Geminids. 4 mortal wounds.
Okay. 6s, I do take 4.
All right, and then we are into combat, and I am going to activate first with the Blood Knights. And they're going to put all their attacks into the Storm Fiends. I am going to use my Realm ability from the Bloodmarsh Fen. We've got Bod-dipped blades, so they wound extra well, so I'm +1 to wound here. And let's see what we can do.
Now that you've done that, I'm going to use the Titan Forge Expanse, which is pretty much just gives me a free all-out defense on the Storm Fiends. So +1 to their save.
All right, let's go with the Riders first. And that'll be 10 attacks going through at Ren 2.
Okay, so +1 save, so 3s to 5s. That saved me none, so I only make 1 save.
So that's going to be 18 damage so far.
Okay, this is fine.
And then the mounts will be 5s and 2s for 5 attacks.
All right, I'll be on 3s. I failed 2.
So 20 damage in total.
Wow, okay.
That's the perfect amount. I think that kills 4.
Yeah, it does. All right, we're gonna go now with that single Storm Fiend. He is the Doomfire Gauntlet, and he is going to put everything into Vordry.
The Storm Fiend deals 4 damage to Prince Vordry, bringing him to 10 wounds taken. Then the Prince retaliates against the Chaos Knights and kills 3 through all-out defense. The Geminids of Ulgish then attack and kill a single Morghast, while the remainder retaliate and kill the 2 rattling cannons. The Chaos Knights deal 2 more damage to Vordry, while the Crypt Guard and Emerald Lifeswarm finish off the Geminids. The Deceiver deals 6 damage to the Charnel Throne. Then the Ghouls swing into the Knights, but fail to deal any damage. Lastly, the Morbeg Knights deal 5 damage to the Gnawhole, leaving it with only 1 wound remaining.
All right, that's going to wrap up a bloody, very intense turn 2, bottom of the round for the Forces of Death. And we, again, lots of fighting. You landed big blows last turn. I landed some big ones this turn, but aren't without my own kind of casualties and scrapes. And notably, obviously here, you did get one of the 3-up, 4-up to dart away with your Vermin Lord. Otherwise, Nagash could have had some fun, especially with the -1 save on him.
Yes, you would have killed him. The really notable was it was to like a hair that if I would have rolled a 3-up, I could have retreated and stayed on that point. With your pile in, you would have just touch it.
Yep.
So you're barely on there. But I failed the 3-up, rolled the big backflip, almost even in a spot to even deny this, which is just crazy. Like it's just wild that
could have been fun. But that will be it for my turn, and because of that, I do get the hold 1, hold 2.
Yep.
I complete the battle tactic of Do Not Waver, fighting with 2 units and having none slain. So that is going to score me 8 points, keeping us tied, which is really interesting.
Yes.
And we can look at priority for round 3.
3.
3 for both of us. Nice. You win ties.
I obviously am going to run out of this and take the turn without thinking about it. So yeah, we're gonna go into Slaves of Skaven Corn, Grand Alliance, Chaos, turn 3. All right, so we are going to put the Gnawhole down first. So I'm just gonna put it over on this side. So for my tactic, I'm just gonna go safe here because some of the other ones are a little bit risky. So I'm just gonna go for Take Their Land, and I'm gonna choose the piece that is right beside the Deceiver. At the beginning, I'm gonna hit the Place of Power with Archeon. Barely get it. He is gonna go for Binding Damnation, so the fight lasts. She's gonna go off on a 7. We're gonna do that onto the Morghast Harbingers on a 7.
We unbind that on a 9.
Nice. We will try to dispel the Burning Head. Need a 5. So I rolled a 5, so with the +1, because you have the Life Swarm out, that actually will be a 6. And then the Deceiver is going to actually go for the same spell, but a Skaven version with an 18, fight last. He's going to try to cast that onto the Morghast as well. That's going to go off on a 9.
Nagash, that does not unbind it.
Nice,
you got it.
Get it. that's going to be it. So we will then just rally Archaon, and we will get 3 back.
All right, well, I will spend a command point here for magical intervention with Prince Vordry, and he's going to try and cast Switchblood on himself again.
Nice.
With a 9, goes down to an 8.
Okay, so looking for 9. You got it.
So he is striking first.
So I'm going to use my once per game teleport from the Veil Gate Ruins, and it allows me to just teleport a unit. So I'm just going to pick up these Bloodletters and put them outside 9 right here. All right, that is going to be it for my movement phase. Shooting over. So I'm just going to go jump right into the charge phase. So yeah, let's just charge first with Archaon for a big 6 and 4, so 10. We are going to do the Beck and the Hunt onto the Bloodletters, so giving them a 3d6 charge. We just need to show a little 9 here, baby. So let's charge the Bloodletters. That is a 9, and
exactly.
We are going to take that and get out of here with that. All right, those are going to be the only charges. So that's going to be that for my charge phase. All right, and then I have a bunch of stuff to do in the combat phase, as always. So the Deceiver is first going to go for the 4-up Ninja Flip, see if he can get it one more time. He does on a big 6. Archaon is going to try to eat a Blood Knight and then heal the 3. I need to roll over their wounds characteristic, so this will be on a 4-up, which I get.
And then for Vordry's Rampage, he's actually not going to do his War Scroll one. He's going to do the Knights of the Crimson Keep one, Blood Rampage, because he gets a 2d6 move. And he's going to pick the Storm Fiend as the target, even though he won't be able to slay it. But he gets to move 7 inches. And he's going to actually just move backwards, but has to stay within combat of the Storm Fiend. And then he does have Strike first, so I will get to attack first with Vordry.
Okay.
We'll start with the Blood Lance. 3 at Ren 2.
Yep, 6s, all 3.
So 6 damage. We got him.
He's dead. So I'm going to use the Viridian Veil, which gives me crit auto wound on all of Archaon's attacks. I'm just going to get rid of it. I feel like there's not an amazing target for me to use it on, so let's just do it now. So first we will do Dorgar's head. Let's go, so this is going to be 4s and 2s. So just the crit auto wound, okay. That's Ren 2.
So I'll be on a 4-up. It goes through.
So that's 3 damage. And then Dorgar's heads, 3 attacks, 3s, 2 at just Ren 1.
Save 1.
So that one's 5 damage. And then the Slayer Kings is 2s, 3 at Ren 2.
1 goes through.
So 3 more damage.
All right, that's 11 total. We got wards. We don't ward any. So I have 1 die left with 1 wound. And then I'll go with the ghouls. 4s and 4s. That'll be 10.
All right, I will be on 3s. I see 4 2s already, so you're going to kill 1. So the Deceiver's going to go and put everything into the Crypt Guard.
The Vermin Lord Deceiver completely clears the unit of Crypt Guard, and the lone Chaos Knight tries his luck against Prince Vordry, but can't get any damage through.
All right, and then all the Bloodletters. So this is going to be 2s. So that's going to be 15 at Ren 1 and 3 mortals.
So 5-up saves. We'll save 4. And it wards 6 of them. So you will kill 1 Mordast.
Yikes.
And I'm going to pull the Mordast that's in with the Bloodletters so that I can put the other 2 into Archaon.
Let's do it.
Like a boss. And they're to be on 3s and 2s. And that'll be just 1 at Ren 3.
Goes through.
For 3 damage.
Okay, he takes 2.
Lastly, the Morbeg Knights finish off the Gnawhole in the north.
All right, and then end of my turn, I am going to spend a CP and bring back a juicy unit of 3 Storm Fiends, and they're just going to go take this point over here. Okay, so quite good turn here. I made the charges. I did what I needed to do. It was a really good play actually getting Vordry out of there, because what I really wanted to make sure I did was kill Vordry and then cripple the Harbingers or kill them, which I honestly thought that the Bloodletters were definitely going to kill them. 4-up save, like all those attacks. I flubbed.
You underperformed, I overperformed.
Yeah, so, you know, that stuff happens. The other play was teleport the Bloodthirster and then move them just 5 up here and then still 3d6 charge and go for the 9, which is riskier play. So I went with the getting all the bodies in the middle of the board.
Yep.
So, cool. And then Archaon could have definitely taken a bunch of damage from the Harbingers there. It was Ren 3, but you failed. Again, you failed a couple of the hits and 2 1s in the wounds. So, yeah, lots of stuff still alive. I don't hate that the Harbingers are alive, because now you can't just bring back 4 of them. So because I was able to take Jordan's bottom right point, I will score 10 here, having more, and scoring my tactic.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle on both sides. Obviously, lots of stuff still fighting and holding on, so...
Yes.
Lots of swings still to happen, and that's just going to send us into the Grand Alliance of Death, turn 3. All right, for my battle tactic this turn, I'm gonna go for Slay the Entourage on that single knight with 2 wounds left. So
seems doable.
Yeah, hopefully we get that. And then I am going to jump into casting. Let's start off with the Nagash. We're going to cast a -1 to save spell onto your Vermin Lord. We're going to get that off on a 9. So he's going to be -1 to hit and save. Then we'll go for the anti-horde spell onto the Bloodletters on a 13. And that's going to deal just 5 mortal wounds.
Okay, 6 is kill 2.
Then we're going to summon Ravenous Gnash and Jaws on an 8.
I will just try to unbind this. Nope, double 1.
Then we'll go for Invitation of Nagash onto your Vermin Lord. That's going to go off on an 8. And it'll deal 3 mortal wounds.
Nice. 5 takes 2.
Same thing onto the Bloodletters on a 10.
Go ahead. 3, I think.
For 2 mortal wounds.
6 is kills another one.
We'll do the same thing on your Chaos Knight for a 12.
Okay.
For 1 mortal wound.
Ooh,
lucky son bitch. Then we'll go for the Burning Head on a 7.
Yeah, I'll try. I've rolled a 7, okay.
And then Prince Vordry is going to cast Siphon Strength, which is going to do D3 mortals, and I'm going to target the Chaos Knight.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll a 9.
Okay, just a little 10. No, you got it.
Okay, so we're going to finish off that Chaos Knight.
Yes.
That's going to get me the tactic, and it also gives Vordry +1 to wound.
Nice.
And then I'm going to spend a CP to rally Vordry. And he'll heal 2 wounds. And my Flesh Eater's hero is going to give himself some Noble Deed points for 2, so he's up to 4. And then from the terrain piece, no. And that's going to be it for my hero phase.
I am going to 3 cost steps ahead my Storm Fiends.
And then I'm going to head into movement and just start with moving my Life Swarm to heal 3 from Vordry. And I'm going to retreat the ghouls and suffer 2 mortals. All right, that is going to be it for movement for me. So into shooting, we're going to have 4 attacks with Vordry's mount, and I'm going to put them all into Archaon. And that's going to be 3 at Ren 2.
Nice, okay. I'll be on to 5s. I make 2 of them.
So just 2 damage.
2 damage. 5 accord. All right, take 1.
And then the Burning Head is going to shoot at your Vermin Lord. I'll get 3 shots. I'm going to hit once for Ren 2.
He saves it.
And then I'm into charges. And we'll start off with Nagash. He's going to get an 8. And he is giving out the retreat and charge bubble, so I'm going to be able to charge with my Morghast now also. There he did an 8. And that's going to be all my charges. So into rampages, I'm going to have Prince Vordry try and do some mortals to the Bloodletters, but he's going to fail. And then Nagash is going to do the +1 to wound bubble.
So we will go first with the Deceiver, and we'll try to backflip again. I think he's got it pretty much every time, so he's going to get it again, of course.
All right, the Cowardly Rat has run again, so I'm just gonna go into combat. I'm gonna go with Nagash first, putting all the attacks into the Bloodletters.
Okay. All right, and I am just gonna go for an all-out defense here.
So we'll be on 3s and 2s. 3 at Ren 2.
Okay, so I'll be 4, so I'll be on 6s. Save 1.
That'll be just 4 damage so far. And then the other, and then we'll have 3 more at Ren 2 as well.
Same thing. Take all 3 this time.
So that should be 9 for 13 total.
6s. Yeah, I take 10. You kill 5. So these 4 are gonna go that way. I'm just gonna put these 2 there. So this is into Vordry. It's gonna be hitting on 3s. So that's gonna be 13 at Ren 1 and 1 mortal.
4s. We'll take 6 plus a mortal and then wards. We're gonna take all 7 damage. He's up to 14 taken.
All right. And then 3 guys into the Morbags. That is going to be 4 at Ren 1 and 2 mortals.
Save 2.
So 4.
And you deal 3 damage to the Morbag. Then I will pile in with the Morghast.
The Morghast kill only a single bloodletter. Then the Deceiver wipes out the Emerald Life Swarm. Prince Vordry fights next and kills 8 bloodletters. Then the Morbeg finish them off. Last to fight, the Burning Head deals 2 damage to the Vermin Lord, but he heals them back at the end of the turn thanks to the Foul Hide.
All right, that's it for Death turn 3. Obviously been lots of action here. I really would have loved to go into Archaon, but you've rallied so many wounds back. That kind of window has passed for the time being. And with you getting all those bloodletters into the center, I had to deal with them for the rest of the game. Especially because with the Vermin Lord's antics, I am falling behind this round, and I'll only score 6 points here, and I need to make up those points in the final rounds here, which is going to be tough to do everything I need to do. But we do have a shot at it. Ridge, again, you have the lead. Let's go into priority for round 4.
Yep.
That's a 5.
You got it.
And I almost wish I was down 2 more points, but I'm still going to take the turn here and try and secure the board state in the middle of the board. So let's jump into Grand Alliance Death, turn 4.
Start of the combat, or start of the phase, I am going to put down my Nahol. I'm just going to put it back down here.
All right, I'm going to try and start off by getting some noble deed points. We fail in the first one, but we do get 3 to bring me up to 6 with my Abhorrent. All right, into spell casting, Nagash is going to go for the -1 to save and hit spell onto your Storm Fiends. We'll get that off on a 12. Second spell is going to be Invocation of Nagash against the Storm Fiends, for a 10. And it'll do 3 mortal wounds to them.
Nice.
And then we'll do Invocation of Nagash against your Vermin Lord as well. I'm going to fail that on a 6. And I'll go Invocation of Nagash onto the Morghast. That'll go off with a 10, so that'll give them a 5 up ward save. I'll then try and cast the Emerald Life Swarm, which I will get off on a 6.
Okay, I'll try to unbind. Yeah, I do.
So that's unbound. Then we'll go for Shard Storm into the Storm Fiends on a 13, 14, so 3 dice. That'll be 1 mortal wound to them. Then Empower Netherite Weapons onto the Morghast on an 8. So they'll be critting on 5s now, and that's all for Nagash. So on to Vordry. I'm actually going to start off by rallying him. He's going to heal 3 wounds, and then he's going to try and cast Quick Blood on himself, and fail that on a 4. Nagash is going to do the +2 to move order for Ossiarch stuff, and yeah, we'll get going. So that is going to be it for my hero phase.
All right, we're going to spend a CP to cast a Strike Last Binding Damnation from Archaon, and we're going to put it onto Prince Vordry. Cast on a 7, so that will be a 6 and it will fail. So then I'll rally the Bloodthirster, and he'll heal back the 4 wounds.
All right, then into movement, and I'm going to start off with the Abhorrent, spending his 6 noble deed points to bring back 5 Crypt Guard. All right, that's gonna wrap up my movement.
Okay, so we're gonna, for the first time, use some blood tithe here because I'm also playing Khorne. I'm gonna use a murder lust here, so we'll be down to 2, and he will move 3 inches back. And then I am also going to use a redeploy, so 2 more.
All right, and I have no shooting because I retreated with the Burning Head, and Vordra, I can't see the Storm Fiends, so I need to go right into charges, and we're to start with Ravanash Smashing Jaws. For a 9, it's in. Then we'll go with Nagash for a 7, and he will then do the +1 to charge order for Ossiarch stuff, and I'll go for the 3d6 with the Morghast, which is going to be a 7.
Okay.
Which is just shy, so I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that into a 15. And that's going to be all my charges. And then we'll just do the mortal impact with the manifestation. That's going to be 4 mortal wounds into the Storm Fiends.
Kill 1, take 2.
And I have no rampages right now, so...
Now is the time to finally use the old Shroud Veil. I've been waiting all game for this, and this seems like a good opportunity to do the 2d6 move to essentially move Archaon, and just hope I roll something decent.
Like an extra pile in for 4 inches.
Only 4. So Archaon's Dorgar is going to go into the ghouls. He is going to do 7 dice, 3 up mortal wounds, which is going to be 5 mortals to them.
Wards, they'll save 1, but you'll kill 4. And then into combat, we're going to go with the Morghast first, though Nagash is going to do the 5 up ward bubble. So the Morghast putting all their attacks into the Bloodthirster. So with critting on 5s, we'll get 5 hits and 3 crits.
Yikes.
So that'll be 7 going through at rend 3 because they're anti-monster.
Yeah, that's just going to go through.
So that's going to be 21 damage.
Okay, I don't like it. So we need 6 5-ups here to survive. We did it. We rolled 6. So he survives on 1 and takes 15 damage.
1 wound left.
Wow. All right, and then I go with the Storm Fiends. So we'll put both of the Storm Fiends into Nagash. So we're hitting on 5s. 3 at Rend 2.
From 3 to 5, 1 goes through. 2 damage.
So 2 damage.
Wards, we take 1. And then I might as well go in with the Morbeg Knights.
The 2 Morbeg Knights deal a whopping 10 damage to Archaon, who fights back using all-out attack and wipes out the ghouls. The lone Blood Knight fights next into Archaon, but can't deal any damage. Then the Bloodthirster deals 2 wounds to the Morghast. Lastly, Nagash comes out swinging and takes down both Storm Fiends.
All right, that's going to be it for Death Turn 4. Start of the final 2 rounds, and it is getting really interesting. All the little units are pretty much gone or going.
Yes.
And it's all the big heavy hitters left. So we took out the Storm Fiends. I was actually hoping to leave them alive and power through off of them with Nagash, but beggars can't be choosers. And we left the Bloodthirster on 1, which is a fine place to be because he either has to retreat and hope he gets lucky or stay in combat and likely go down.
Yeah, those are the Morghast finally did what they do with
Yes.
the buffs and anti-monster, and then he's anti-monster, so he doesn't want to fight them, and they want to fight him.
Exactly.
So.
And I was finally critting on 5s. They rolled a couple 5-ups, so it just they can go nuts when that happens.
Yep.
And then again with Archaon, the strategy was just to throw as much as we could into him, just to keep him stuck in combat, so that he wasn't, moving on to the objective and being a big nuisance.
Didn't talk about the single Morbeg Knights doing 10 damage to Archaon.
And 12 damage through total, but then you warded 2, which is below average as well. It's just not a couple hits through there, so no complaints.
Wild.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts, but we're doing what we can, the best we can to try and secure the middle, but it's far from over. So, and with Outrage, I will just score 6 points actually, because you are not within 6 of the objective. So I will hold 1 more and get the other 2 points for that. So it's going to get really interesting here, but that'll send us into Grand Alliance Chaos turn 4.
Let's see what I can do. Alrighty, so for my tactic, we're gonna go for Offering of Carnage. So I'm gonna have to kill 2 of Jordan's units here. First, we're gonna hit the place power with Archeon.
Whoa, rolls the 1!
Oh, I knew it was happening. He's gonna take D3, take 2. He's gonna take 1. The Deceiver now is gonna go for a fight last onto the Morbeg Knights, which we get on an 8.
I'll try to unbind that, but I fail, you got it.
We're going for the risky play because we're at the end and this has been an amazing, fun game. So I am still gonna go for the Spite Tongue Curse. I can't die because Archeon has 4 wounds left. So we're gonna go for the Spite Tongue Curse and we're gonna do it to the last Blood Knight that is sitting there. We roll a big 10.
Try to unbind it, and you get it off.
So that's 3 mortal wounds to that Blood Knight.
And you finish him off.
Perfect. And then Archeon is gonna go for the Binding Damnation onto the Vordry. And he rolls another 10.
So fighting last, we'll try to unbind it, but no, you get it.
All right, so fight last on the Morbegs and on Vordry. That is gonna be it for my hero phase.
Alrighty, I will spend a command point to rally Vordry. He's gonna heal 2 back.
All right, we'll go to movement then. That's it for my movement phase. Alrighty, so the Bloodthirster has shoot in combat. So he is going to lash his whip at these Harbingers, and it's 4 attacks, 3s. Just 1, rend 1.
Save it.
So we are going to actually use our last CP to do all-out attack on the Deceiver shots here, because if I can kill them in this phase, I can charge with Archeon, which would be massive. So 6 shots are going into the Morbegs. We are hitting on 2s now. 1 is going to auto. All 3 actually will be rend 1 on 5s.
Save 1, 4 damage.
4 damage.
I live.
So, okay, we're going to go for it. The Deceiver has been the boss all game, so he's going to go for a charge here.
12, not bad.
Good time to roll a 12. Cool. We're going to 2-up eat the Burning Head, which we do.
So it's gone.
Then we are going to go first with the Bloodthirster because everything is fighting last.
And Nagash will do the 5-up ward in combat for the Morbegs, or for the Mordas mostly.
So, sounds good. Then now the Bloodthirster, let's just see if he can take him down. There's nowhere to pile because I'm already fully over. So it's going to be 4 attacks now because he's bracketed, and it's going to be 3s and 2s. So 3s to hit.
Oh no.
Well, that's a dead Bloodthirster.
Yeah, I get to attack back. I still have the crit 2 hits.
Yikes.
Or the crit 5s. Only 2 go through, but they are 5 up, so they both turn into more hits. So that's going to be 3 rend 3
Oh, it doesn't matter.
for 3 damage each. 9 damage.
Yeah, I already took 1. All right, well, Bloodthirster, that is a very expensive blood tithe, but all right, and then this is the moment we've been waiting for. We're gonna pile in the Deceiver, just barely within 3. He's putting everything into Vordry, and we're gonna kill ourselves a Vampire Lord.
And it will go for all out defense here.
All right, so hitting on 3s. This could kill him still, rend 3.
So 2 rend 3, I'll go from 2s to 5s. We save 1.
Oh, now I can't, that's 8 damage.
All right, we will have the wards. I save 2, take 6, up to 15 taken. So good effort, good attempt.
And then Archeon will go in. Let's just do the Slayer Kings first. 3, rend 3, or rend 2.
You got him.
Yeah, he kills him.
And then we'll go with Prince Vordry. So we'll start off with his Blood Lance. We'll have 2 at rend 2.
6s, no.
4 damage so far. And the Maw, we'll get 1 through at rend 2.
Goes through.
For 3 more. And the Claws, 1 at rend 1.
Goes through.
For 2 more, so 9 damage total.
All right, this was going to do 9 damage, so 5s. So I will take 5. That's going to be the turn. So close to so many really crazy good plays here.
Yeah.
Just needed to kill that last Morbeg. Just
If you got him in shooting.
yes, 1 more of those shots goes through. I went for the all-out attack there, which maybe, I don't know, because I did have a few 2s to hit with the Deceiver, so he could have possibly killed Vordry there. But if I kill that Moorbag and Archeon can charge, like it's game over. I would have scored 10, he would have charged on the point, killed Vordry, and then I don't think you're coming back from that. So I went for the play, obviously, because I'm me, and it was just fun in this mega battle. So yeah, just barely short. And then even without it, he almost did still kill Vordry as well.
Still, you could have sealed a win here if you had have gotten either of those things worked out. So very close.
Yep.
It will put you up though, 30 to 28. That will send us into priority for round 5. Funny, this turn 5 priority, last roll of the campaign may come down to this is a big one.
Yes.
Let's go for it. I win ties. That's a 3.
And I have a cocked die in true Season of War fashion.
It was a 1. It's supposed to be a 1.
I'm going to switch to the Chaos die because Khorne is dead now.
A 2.
2! No!
It's going to be all death here as we jump into round 5, final round, and Grand Alliance death turn 5. All right, so for my turn, I'm going to go for take their land. We've held on to it, and it's coming up big here. We're going to choose this terrain piece. And I'll start off with Vordry trying to cast Quick Blood on himself for strikes first. He's going to miscast and suffer 1 mortal, and he will suffer it. Not what we wanted to see.
Of course, at this part of the game.
And then Nagash is going to cast Invitation of Nagash onto your Vermin Lord. That's going to go off on a 14.
Cool.
So it will deal 2 mortal wounds.
I'll take 2.
He'll do the same on the Morghast on a 9 and give them a 5-up ward. He'll also go for Empower Netherite Weapons on them on a 12, so they're critting on 5s again. Then he'll go for the -1 save spell onto the Vermin Lord on a 9.
Yeah, we'll try to unbind that. We do on a big 10.
Okay, so that one's gone. Then we'll go for Life Swarm, which we will get on a 6.
I might as well try this. You do get it.
Then we'll go for the Anti-Horde spell. Get it off on an 8 on the Vermin Lord. So that will not do a mortal wound. And then we'll go for the Burning Head, which will go off on a 9.
Yeah, I'll try unbind that. So I need a 6. No, I roll a 9 as well.
All right, so we'll get that off. And then I'll just have my guy in the terrain piece. Actually, he'll get 5 Noble Deed points. And then because that went so good, I actually have to try and chant a prayer. He's just going to do Blessed Feast or something he can chart it himself with. On a 5-up, he'll get it off and get to 6 Noble Deed points.
Okay.
He got a 5.
God.
Gets to 6. And that is going to be it for my hero phase.
I got a bunch of things to do. So first, we are going to drop a meteor down from Khorne, the old blood tithe. So we're obviously just going to kill Vordry, or try to. So it's going to be 8 dice, 3-up mortal wounds. So that's going to only do 3.
All right, so I have
2 6s.
just 6-up ward save. We failed the first one. Save the second one. On a 6 he lives. No.
Hey. Wow.
Vordry goes down only because of the miscast.
Yes, literally. Archeon is going to rally. Get back 4. Now the Vermin Lord Deceiver is going to go for a skitter leap here. So let's see if he gets it. He fails it anyways.
All right, into movement. I'll start off with the Ravenat's Jaws, moving 13 inches. And then I will spend 6 Noble Deed points to bring back 10 ghouls. And that is going to be it for my movement phase.
So yeah, we just spend CP here and redeploy to Archeon. Looking for something good here. 4, not bad.
And then we're into shooting, and we just have the Burning Head shooting at your Vermin Lord.
Yes.
It's going to have 4 shots. 3 wounds at run 2.
6s, make 1.
2 damage.
5s, take 1.
So up to 10 taken.
yeah.
You got 3 left. And that's it for shooting. So we will go into charges. We'll go with Ravenax first. It's going to get a 4, which is just enough. And then it's going to get its 10 dice. 5-up mortals. That's going to be 3 mortals.
All right, I need a 5. Triple 1. Okay. So he's just gonna die.
All the big guys are going down now.
Yes.
And that's going to be, I guess, it for now. Nagash isn't charging. We'll go with the Morghast. I will do the +1 to charge ability from the dash. So it'll be 3d6 +1.
Maybe.
An
Oh
18,
my god!
19. Will that do it?
We rolled a 111 to 666.
Yeah. So they're getting in. And we might as well charge the ghouls as well then.
Yep. Come on! Yes!
So that's going to fail. We will spend a CP though to reroll it. A 5 and a cocked. Into a 10!
Oh my god.
And that's all my charges. And then at the start of the combat, I'm just going to have Nagash do the 5 up ward bubble to benefit the Morghast.
Yeah, I just have to do the 7 3-ups to the ghouls. 4 mortal wounds.
Yeah, you'll take down 4 of them. And then into combat, we have the Morghast critting on 5s. We're going to spend our last realm ability from the Glomer Necropolis.
Still have one.
So the appropriately death-themed one. This is going to give me an extra rend, putting them to rend 4. So 6 attacks. Let's go for it. It'll be 3s and 2s. Critting on 5s. We got 3 crits, 1 miss. That's going to be 6, rend 4, 3 damage each for 18 damage.
I think you killed him. Yeah, actually a decent roll, but yeah, he's definitely dead. Yeah, you do 12 and he's dead.
Well, look at that. Well, Rich, we didn't quite get the Nagash on Archaon battle we thought.
No, they didn't fight at all, which was...
Yeah, it could have been a big battle right in the middle at the end, but the Morghast had to go and spoil the party.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't do anything. Like the first part of the game.
First half of the game,
left 2 of them alive because it's fine, but then they get the buffs and they go in. It's just like crazy.
Roll a couple 5-ups. I got 3 again there, so it turns into from 5 hits to 8 hits. Wounded on 2s, most go through. So yeah, wow, that was a wild game. So counting things out, Rich, you are up 32 to 30. I will get the battle tactic here of take their land, and obviously the point and whatnot. So that will put me up to 40 points for a 40 to 32 final. And the underdogs knocked off the big chaos in the final match.
Yes. The Archaon and the boys got a little too cocky, I think, and the game was going really good at the beginning. Like early on, I was killing.
It was really back and forth.
Yeah, and just like so many little interactions and things that could have just completely turned the game.
Like Vordry, taking a lot of wounds early, but living for a while, and then almost killing himself, or practically killing himself.
Yeah, it was like a story of like small things, like 5 Blood Knights killing 4 Storm Fiends, and then like...
It felt like a really classic Warhammer game.
Yes.
Of like, again, lots of big moments that could go either way. We had some fall both ways. You got the early prios, I got the late ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I think, a good finish for the end. Lots of carnage, having all these massive units and whatnot. Stuff coming back on both sides.
The Storm Fiends didn't really do anything. Archaon, like, just so easy to just gum him up too. Like
that was a story.
So many times, it's just he can't do just barely enough damage to get through and do what he needs to do. The Deceiver was just by far the best model. Always, he's just so incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I rolled the 4 up every time, but
yeah, the big thing was probably the 2 points stolen was like. Outside of surviving all that time, he's just annoying, but you have to kind of throw stuff at him and either hope you fail. Eventually here with one objective, you couldn't really dance away. And obviously shooting's good into him and that, and he had just wore him down eventually.
Yes. The corn stuff was, the bloodletters, it seemed like they were going to be decent, but they bounced the first time they activated.
Yeah.
Second time they did a little bit more. It is a lot of wounds, so I just thought, I didn't want to play, I could have done 2 bloodthirsters.
Yeah, that turn, the turn you threw them into the middle and I came back, I didn't expect to actually clear them.
No.
But Nagash, Vordry, and then a couple cavalry models and the Morghast even, so.
Yeah, and the little dude surviving, I was like, I wanted to leave them so I could do that tactic of kill too. Yeah. So I knew I wouldn't have great tactics after. So yeah, but at the same time, that would have been Blood Tithe earlier. I could have maybe used that to do other things. I don't know. There's so many things in this game, was just insanity.
Yeah.
But
Carnage,
it was fun.
not only 3,000 points, but having 3 different allegiances to keep in mind with all our forces.
Yeah. And I don't play much I forgot to mark the knights, actually thinking about it now. But you don't play a lot of these armies. Like obviously Skaven I do.
Yeah, obviously. And little things like we decided that Blood Tithe was only going to affect Khorne stuff and enemy stuff, not your other units. Nagash, his spell can work on all death stuff, but we just made it so it was just his OBR units.
Yeah.
Little things like that, because giving those guys like the Blood Knights a 5-up ward and Vordry a 5-up ward could have been really insane, but it's a little too overzealous.
And especially with his spells. There's just so many good spells.
Yeah.
And just endless spells all game. Like they're all just out doing their thing.
And they were great. Like having Life Storm, healing Vordry a couple times was clutch.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And obviously Nagash, I've played him lots this edition, this year, this GHB, so happy he did me well.
Yeah, he seems like he did. I don't know. It's like he didn't do much damage, but like his presence of like all the spells.
Yeah, well, exactly. When you keep in mind how much the spells are doing, and he's reliably getting those out.
Yeah. Also
reliably getting rid of yours, because I always have extra casts to banish with. So
yeah, the Geminids are actually sneaky, very good. Didn't use them amazing here, but the potential was there.
Yeah.
The territories were kind of funny. Like it just, I don't know. I feel like a few times I used them at a good time, but a couple times I used them where I was like, I should have actually done all the defense or something instead of.
Because we played those as if they're commands, so we couldn't double up. Just trying to make it not too crazy.
Yeah.
But here, made for some fun moments though. Your 2d6 move could have been big if you want something big.
I rolled 6 or 7. I could have got further up, and I know there's so many, like literally so many things that could have been a little bit different with some small dice roll changes. But that is literally. You
made great use of the teleport one earlier in the game.
Yeah.
That was a big one for Khorne.
Yeah.
Or for your Bloodletters. I think it was classic here having the Glowroot Necropolis, the death theme one, giving me an extra rend.
I did not know you. Like you're definitely out, because I had 2 more things than you. So
I had one left.
Best one, the rend one, just.
Yeah, extra rend. Yeah, that was big. Yeah. Now again, with these guys using slash saves with, if I had just been within 12, I could have done it with RK or Nagash 2. Could have been rend 5.
Yeah.
But rend 4 did the job with exploding 5s and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
But guys, we're gonna wrap things up there. This was the epic conclusion of our campaign. Hope you enjoyed it. Would love any feedback you have. Let us know what you thought of the campaign. It was something fun we tried to do. Took a lot of extra work and planning and coordination and background stuff and effort. So I do want to know what you guys thought of it, whether it was worth it, and all those things, because we want to try some different fun things on the channel. And
new edition is on the horizon.
So new GHB coming up. This is gonna be leading us into that. So look forward to that content in the coming ambiguous time period that we will find out soon. Again, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all the support, especially from our channel members who make all the content possible. So if you want to join them and help support us to keep doing this, you can hit the join button and learn more about our channel membership here on YouTube. But either way, we look forward to seeing you in another Battle Report.
Have a good week, everyone. Thanks for watching.